to the feet of taking his permission to begin today's day and today's topic. Thank you, Masters, for being here. And my namaste to all of you, whoever is here. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Last week we saw, today we will go into the depth of kinds of faith and how we must have faith in God or your Guru. We also discussed about reincarnation and what you reap is what you sow. Also, how soul hates to carry the baggages. Also, all the challenges that are thrown to us are nothing but our experiences or the experience of the soul for its own journey or its progression. So we saw about that. So we shall begin today. Also, we saw this is one important slide last week, that how we must call our Guru or your God. He doesn't need lots of money, or whatever it is. All you need to, surrender is pure love. Call him with pure love, he shall come. And the last we ended was the stream of light that flows through all of us. One needs to connect with it and enter it. That is nothing but your inward journey he is talking about. So this is what we studied last time. Now today we shall begin. See, both of them are living together, both Rudra and Sai. So there are some conditions that Baba has put forth to Rudra in order to stay with him. We shall see what are they. Living with Baba ensured that there were certain do's and don'ts. The main one being, Rudra would not talk to Baba when with people. Means, whenever Rudra is in the company of other people, he is not supposed to talk to Baba, even, to look at him. He is not supposed to look at him and show that there is somebody. So much so that Rudra would behave as though Baba wasn't around, not even look in Baba's direction. Rudra made a feeble attempt at objecting, but he knew he was fighting a losing battle. Rudra would feel Baba's power. Positive surrender was not an option. It was as natural as breathing. The next rule was, old man insisted on was that Rudra would not introduce Baba to anybody. See, he's saying, Baba, you are not supposed to introduce me to others. He wouldn't even talk about Baba's physical presence. The third was, Rudra would eat one meal a day in a restaurant that was frequented by other people without Baba's company. So he would go alone, have and come back. The last was, Rudra would do all work in the cottage by himself. No help from outside. He can't ask for help from others. He can't call or invite others to come in and help him. So these were 4 conditions that Baba had put forth to stay with him. And Rudra had agreed to it. So with this in mind, Rudra is having some, questions. So that's why Baba says, I know you have many questions. I will answer them when the time is right for you and for me too. Time is the essence. Otherwise, it is like throwing pearls to animals. If that happens, then both one who throws pearls and the person to whom the pearls are thrown are not ready. So he's saying everything is the game of time. And also now, what is happening is, meanwhile, Rudra is remembering his family. He has his children back in US. So he's just remembering them. All of a sudden, he remembered his children and wondered what they were doing at that moment. Did they miss him? Did they love him? Did they believe in all the allegations thrown at him? Did they feel his pain and comprehend his love? Did they realize that he preferred to be silent rather than indulge in slinging? Did they understand that his silence was not his weakness, but his cross, as it was only through silence that he would not get down to the same base level of counter accusations and ridiculous allegations? Often he had been told to fight back. But fight whom? The mother of his children? How does one fight the one who has given birth to one's soul? Blood and breath. He had been abused, wronged, character castrated, but he remained silent for at least that way he did not cause more harm to his children. His God knew the truth, and that was fine with him. Yes, he too was at fault, but the honest truth was that he was not the only one at fault. Yes, he was no saint, but he was certainly far from devil. He was being made out to be. The fact was that he was only human. The fact was that he had given his compassion to the wrong people. See here. This is what happens in most of our, you know, relations. Even, you know, what happens is when you're in a relationship, when there are differences, what do? We try to. We have led our life, but we forget togetherness, and we start throwing pelting stones at each other. This is what was happening in Rudra's life also. He was, shown as a bad person, but he didn't resist anything. He took it. He was very silent about that. He didn't want any, throwing, pelting stones back, because he felt he would do it to his own people. So he was remembering all this. That time, what Baba will say, we'll see. He missed his children, but he had one consolation that nobody could take away from him. Up to the time he had been with them, he had been a great father. He had given them his very soul. He had gone through hell and back in order to give them peace and healthy childhood. So why is he taking all this? Because he wants the children to be at peace. He doesn't want them to be torn between the fight of two adults. So he's quiet. So for their sake, he's kept quiet. He had gone through, okay, and he had succeeded. Whatever mess took place, at least he had never involved them, even if that meant losing them forever. When allegations and accusations were fired, he did not want them to be confused and caught in the crossfire. So he did what he thought was best. He did not retaliate. Heaven knew that he hurt, but that was all right. If by hating him, the kids would live a better and a less confused life, then so be it. It was better for them to hate him than live with confusion, guilt, fear. So he had relinquished his rights over them. One thing he was certain about, and that was he would never use his kids to fight his war. See, never ever make them the target. Whatever is your battle, you need to do it. Be miserable all his life rather than them, his little lives. This is what is happening. So that time, see here on the slide, um, that this is when this Baba says this. He's thinking whether his children ever remember him even a little bit, because whatever time he had spent with his own children, he was a good father, he felt. So when he's in those thoughts, this is what Baba says. What is yours, nobody can take away from you. What is not, You can bend heaven and hell. You will never retain it for long. That is the law of the universe. God is just and God is merciful. And God has given each and every creation of His very breath. God loves all. But son, for sure, He isn't blind. So He's looking into everything. That is what Baba says. Now Baba consoles him, saying that please don't worry, don't think about whatever has happened in the past much. It's all a drama, son. The important thing is to live it with class. Silence has its own way of clearing its path. It takes time, but always remember, never ever resort to backbiting, character assassination, mudslinging, fabrication, never ever. Whether one is right or in the wrong, never ever resort to abusing somebody. As soon as you do that, you are in the wrong. Show your class, boy. What is yours, nobody can take away from you. What is not, you can bend heaven and hell. You will never retain it for long. That is a law of universe. God is just and God is merciful, and God has given each and every creation of His very breath. God loves all. But son, for sure, He isn't blind. There's a season and a reason for every moment He has created. Eventually, we all are a part of Him, and thus we all are a part of each other. When you accuse and abuse and fabricate, son, you're abusing, accusing, and fabricating against Him. See, because why He's saying is, we all say we must see the God within each and everyone, isn't it? So Baba is telling, whenever we do all this, we get so angry if somebody just comments at our looks or our dress today. So we start, what is iska kya jayega? What is his problem? Kya can't he shed? We start, or if you have any enmity against somebody, we will do all the time this thing, backbiting about them to others, character assassination, whatever it is, fabrication. So Baba is saying, don't ever involve in all such things, maintain silence. If you do that, then you're causing harm to God Himself, because in each and everybody who is living, a part of God's soul is residing. So we forget. So that's why He's saying, silence is not only in words, but also in thought is important. There is no sense being silent on the outside, but inside burning and mentally abusing the world in general. Silence means tranquility, verbally and from within. Yes, you may hurt and be in pain, and that is natural. When somebody cuts your hand, blood is going to ooze and you are going to be in pain. But as long as there is no hatred, all is well. Hatred is the heaviest cross of all, my son. Even the heavens pity the person who carries the cross of hatred, as this cross gets heavier and heavier by the moment. Always be in peace and be in silence. Even if you can be in one such state, you can live through nobly. Baba smiled and tears flowed down Rudra's face. See, so beautifully Baba has explained. He says, instead of doing all this, you can maintain silence. So, how should be the silence? Silence should not only be outside, even your mental thoughts, they should be silent. So, silence not only in words, also in the thought is important. So there should be peace within you people. That is what Baba is saying. Now we will go to faith. What is Baba explaining about faith? How one should have faith, or there are different kinds of faith that Baba is explaining. We will see where we fit in. Okay, today. So as I read, just imagine yourself where you are fitting in. So Baba explains how about the faith. Faith comes in various intentions, intensities, and in a karmic way. You can be born with faith, or you have introduced to you, or you have faith rammed into you. Faith can be inborn or nurtured. It can be your last option to retain your sanity or your anchor to go through life. Very often, when a person's back is to the wall, he will clutch onto either faith or hate. See, whenever we have challenges, we are asking always, why me? So he's saying, Baba is saying here, there are two things whenever one is faced with something. They either hate or they cling on to the faith. Both these emotions have their intensities and outcomes. The problem disappears, and so does faith or hate. Sometimes it doesn't matter whether the problem remains or is solved or only gets worse. Faith or hate remain. It depends on the maturity of the soul and one's upbringing and the priorities. Anyway, let's now discuss about the faith. The first kind of faith is, many expect that just because they have faith, their life should be like a bed of roses. Yeah, all of us here today agree to this. Most of us, we feel, we take it for granted. I am such a good person. I should never have any, issues or problems thrown to me. This is how we feel. Our life should be bed of roses. They demand that because they have faith, they should have no problems in life whatsoever. They feel that as they pray and chant the name of God, this entitles them to a life of no strife, no problems, free from all issues that can ruffle their tranquil but shallow waters. In short, they want life all smooth, no downs at all rosy. God forbid something even slightly goes against their conception of a perfect life, and they begin to question God, creation, and all the heavens above. They are of the firm belief that because they have taken the time out from their busy schedule and have prayed or performed a noble deed or indulged in charity or whatever, the heavens above should be at their call and mercy, that an instant gratification is not only desired but bloody well expected. This type of faith breaks easily. See, we saw there are few types of faith. One is like a glass. This first kind of faith, what Baba is saying, explaining that we expect all the time bed of roses. We don't want even slightest change in our lifestyle or something comes to us. We don't want to adjust. We keep on, array mein, saal bhar, I go to all the, holy places. I contribute so much, lakhs of, I have seen people who are, some people like, 5% of their salary or 2%, they're contributing every month. Charity, they are in charity. So they question, I'm also doing everything that you have told me to do. But why is it I'm facing this? So as soon as something comes to them, they start questioning. So that is the first kind of faith, masters, which breaks. This is not the true kind of faith. So along with the faith breaking easily, so does the heart. They are like children who expect the very heavens to dance to their tune. They are good souls, but very young souls, or souls that refuse to understand that God is not complex, but the rules of life are intertwined with the past and what is best for them in the future. When a child suffering from chronic asthma cries for an ice cream and the mother refuses to indulge him, see, so beautifully an example is given. Even as a parent, when a child is experiencing severe asthma, means he is suffering from asthma, what does mother do when the child asks for, oh, come what may, she will refuse to provide that ice cream because she wants her child to be safe, isn't it? So that is what is happening here. Ice cream, and the mother refuses to indulge him, aware that the ice cream could create a major health situation for the child and even hospitalization. Then the deprivation of the ice cream is best for the child. The child may think otherwise, but the mother knows best. A simple example, but assume you have got the point. As I told you before, throwing pearls to an animal is not only a waste of pearls, but speaks poorly about one throwing the pearls too. I can assure you, God above has never ever wasted a pearl. So, see here. He will never see. We have already seen last week that he is just, he is not partial, he is same towards everybody. All of us are, you know, same for him. So, why will he do all such things? That is the first kind of faith. So he had realized that Baba was not at all particular about food and comfort. Feed him anything, however, simple or tasteless, however, complex and delicious. It was all eaten with same grace and pleasure. Baba loved tea. See, now Rudra is talking about few lines about Baba. Baba would never complain whatever Rudra would serve him. That is what he has said. And the most important thing is he loved tea. Now, second type of faith. We saw the first faith, which breaks when the problems are thrown at them. Second category now. Now comes the second category of faith seekers who faith holders or faith holders. The second category are advanced souls, but still caught up in the transaction of give and take, though in a different manner. Remember, we are not judging people or their faith or purity. We do not judge. Only He does, and He is merciful. We are only discussing various types of faith, and my belief the one who has the ultimate faith is never ever let down. The second type of faith is more intense. In this type of faith, the person believes that because he or she has faith in God or Master, miracles are not only possible but also guaranteed. They do not get upset when tough times come. They do not get shattered when fatal illness enter their life or the life of near and dear ones. They do not get paranoid when financial bankruptcy knocks at their door. They are certain, as confident as the sun shall rise in the east and set in the west, that their God or Master will pull them through the crisis with everything intact. The usual mantra is I have full faith in my Master that he or she will take care of this problem. I have full faith in my God that this incurable disease will be cured. I have complete faith that my master will resolve this financial crisis. They even go to the extent of saying, this is not my problem. This is my master's problem, and I know he or she will take care of it. Or, I have full faith in my prayers, and I will sail through these issues. So, this is how is Baba saying about the second kind of faith on the, you can see on the slide also. Here, second category of people, they completely or blindly believe, have the faith on their God or Master, and they feel whatever happens in their life, whether disease, whether financial issues, any kind of issues, they can sail through it with the help of their Master. So this is the second kind of faith. Next, okay. Also, Baba is saying, remember, child, I'm not judging these people, just explain to you different types of faith. Now, if the miracle does take place, the usual comment is, I knew my master would never let me down. My question is simple. Is your faith conditional? Is your faith about yourself? If the catastrophe did take place, would it mean your master or God or parents have let you down? Would it mean the master don't have it in them as spiritual powerhouses to take care of your problem? And that is why you went through the crisis. Does it mean your master or God has to keep proving his or her power to you? In such cases, once again, there are innumerable chances of faith breaking your heart because once again your faith is conditional. See here, this is what most of us are, I think, doing. So, can anyone tell me which category you belong to now? There are two kinds of faith we saw. right now. Here he's saying, most of the time what we are doing, we go, we meet our guru. We usually ask our issues. Okay? ऐसा हो रहा है मेरे जिंदगी में. What should I do? How should I, get it solved? Say suppose it doesn't happen the way it was guided to me, or it was told or to put forth to me, then what is our reaction? We start saying, hey, what is the use of doing so much of charity, so much of this? I go here, I go there, wherever they say, I go, I do everything, but nothing is happening. So we give up, we start questioning. So Baba is saying, our faith is most of the time conditional. When we are happy, we feel, because I knew this miracle would happen to me. This is how we behave. And when something, doesn't happen the way it has to happen, we feel, we try to question our power of our guru or power of the God we believe in. That is what we are doing, isn't it? Masters, can anyone tell me? So most of the time, we are actually caught up in that. Isn't it? So now let's go move on. Nobody has anything to say? I hope I'm clear. I experienced, B. Sumesh Ji is saying, I experienced both conditional and unconditional faith and the results. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay. This book is about looking into ourselves, masters. So whenever we are reading it, just try to see what is it. Next. Yes. So please unmute everybody. Now next is, we'll go to the mantra or prayer. How do we do? I have faith in you that you will not let me down and only do all that I desire. Then my son, that is very conditional faith. But remember, in this category, at least the children of God are stronger and far more attuned with their master than most people. Spiritually too, they're more connected and really trying to be in constant touch with their master and God. Thus, prayers and spirituality come more naturally to them, and day-to-day small issues are taken as minor tests from their masters to be overcome with grace. It's only when the volcano erupts that their faith becomes conditional. But through the turmoil too, they are composed, confident, handle the situation with grace. But it is conditional, underwritten, conditions apply. I have faith that my master will deliver and not let me down. So he's saying, even then, whenever there is higher intensity of issues we are facing, these people also feel, conditional about their faith. Now, there is a third category. We'll see what it is. Now we come to the most sublime form of faith. It's called graceful surrender. How do I define this from the faith? It is as finely chiseled as a straw of grass and as strong as the roots of a banyan tree. It is because of this faith that even God hesitates before letting loose his wrath. The God lover or God child who has this faith flowing through the soul has no expectations and no demands. There is no devotee or disciple too. There is just pure grace and surrender. If a disaster takes place, the child's very foundations are not shaken. The child also does not believe that I have full faith that my master will resolve this problem, or my master will never let me down, or I have complete faith in my master, God, prayer, that this catastrophe or problem, adverse situation will be taken care of, and I will come out unscared. So this is the third kind of category. That's why Baba says the one who falls in the third category with no expectations except surrender, complete surrenderance, is highest form of faith. And one who has this has it is the best thing. That is what he's saying. This form of faith requires total surrender. It is the most difficult, but also the most sublime. It frees you from all expectations and also the agony of reward and punishment, success, failure, happiness, and grief. You give your best to life and leave the rest to your master. The master too knows best, and that's all. That's it. So the philosophy is not, I have faith my master will take care of me and will not let me down, but I have full faith in my master, and whatever happens, my master knows best, and it is happening with my master's permission and approval. And as it is happening with my master's blessings, then nothing could be better for me than this. The most important thing is that whatever takes place is accepted gracefully and with positive surrender as the will of the master. The consequences are accepted calmly and gracefully. See, whatever the diverse situations are, whether it yields good results or bad results. Here, the person has no expectation. Whatever is thrown to him, he takes it gracefully and he feels there is a blessing of his master in this, whatever is happening to him. So this is the third kind of what you can say, faith one should have. So we'll see through this slide. We'll go to the go to our side. See, this is what we saw in the second one. There is again condition here. The third one is here, where he says there is complete surrenderance and grace. They don't question God or their master. They feel whatever is happening, it is happening with their master's will and grace, or it is a kind of blessing. So they will have no expectations here. So they will be in total surrenderance, masters. So Baba says, this is how one should have faith. If you have faith, he or she is okay. And also he says, the philosophy is not, I have faith my master will take care of me and will not let down, but I have full faith in my master, and whatever happens, my master knows best what is happening. And it has happened with his own approval. And they're very calm with the consequences, good or bad. Okay, they don't judge their master. So this is, he says, is the highest form of faith one can have. Okay. Remember, both these type of people leave it all to God, but notice the difference. The dervish gives his or her best without the thought of reward and consequence, and leaves the result gracefully to the master and accepts with positive surrender all that life bestows as the will of the master. The fatalist never gives his or her best to life, and the person believes that anyway all is destined by God, who is only interested in the balance sheet of karma. So do whatever you like, but in the end, whatever has to happen will happen. This person does not accept things with positive surrender, but more with resignation and helplessness. Even negativity, frustration, and defeat. Thus, there's a difference between the difference of heaven and earth between positive surrender and a fatalistic approach to life. There are reactions, maybe temperamental outbursts, like if somebody cuts you with a knife, you might react with a yell or a scream or even with a severe word. That's human. The important thing is, after the initial reaction, do you harbor ill will, hate, anger in your mind? or in your heart? Do you contemplate revenge? Do you accuse God or master? Do you blame your master for forsaking you? Do you keep asking, why me? These are character traits, and what remains in your heart, mind, soul then determines your faith and your spiritual growth. For instance, a person might not react at all outwardly, but hold anger and thoughts of revenge and retribution, and also blame his or her master for not being there when needed. Now, compared to that, a person might allow for a moment and then compose himself and forgive and be in total acceptance of the situation and accept all that has taken place with positive surrender. Remember, reaction is human. What you nurture and how you live with a situation decides whether you stand spiritually and with your master. See, if we say we are on spiritual path, and if we are harboring anger, hate within ourselves, then that is not right. What is Baba is saying here is, so we have to, whatever happens, we may yell or we may scream out because we are humans. At the end of the day, it is pain which is causing to our body. But immediately, how you take it, whether you have, ill feeling towards your God, your master, or you just forgive and accept everything completely, then you're spiritually right on the path and you're with your master. That is what Baba is saying to Rudra. So also he is saying there are a few lessons here. He or she is content in the, you can see the slide. He or she is content in the knowledge that nothing good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, joy or grief can enter his or her life without the consent of the master. If it has the consent of the master, then whatever the unpleasant experience be, whether it is death, illness, separation, betrayal, bankruptcy, agony, grief, ill repute, allegations, whatever it has come with a reason, and the master knows the reason and the master has willed it, and if something has been approved and blessed by the master, then that is all that matters. So he's saying whatever comes, it is, if we feel that it is with his willingness or his approval, then we should accept it. So also he says, Baba here, you pray for the right things and God has to grant them to you. Thus, prayer for strength and wisdom. So he is saying, we pray, how we should pray? We usually say, see Baba, now I have invested so much in this project. Please, it is getting delayed. Take care of it. This is how we pray most of the time. We are, asking for something most of the time. So he says, even if you want to pray, how you should pray? Pray for the strength and the wisdom and the love, compassion to go through life with grace, humor, and positive surrender. That is the best prayer. Don't keep on asking always. That is what it is meant here. So this is about it for today, masters. We shall stop here. Any doubts? You can unmute and ask, or somebody wants to talk. Anybody? You can, analyze yourself and tell where do you stand, which kind of faith you're following, or what is best, what we learned today. You can unmute if you want to talk. Anyone else? Any experience of yours? Whenever, challenges were thrown to you and you have questioned. Anybody? Okay, if not, let me put it. Okay, Vindhya ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Unmute, ma'am. Unmute yourself.
To hear me earlier? I tried to talk, but I think.
Yeah, I can hear, ma'am.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you, first of all. It's a beautiful description. Who would think faith in so many different forms, right? We just think faith in God. But it's nice that we are analyzing it now. And I think all of us must have gone through each phase. But the second one is, like you said, the most common. And I think I've seen myself, accepting whatever, we use this law of karma, whatever. I must have done something. That's why. And we have that. So personally, I can't right now bring up an example, but I was thinking, we all see a lot of people in India, and this example came to me, like, when we are taking an exam or test or something, right? So someone who's, just to differentiate the three forms, just tell me if my understanding is right. So someone who's like, about to take an exam will go and make a deal with God, right? If I pass, or whatever person, I'm going to break 100 coconuts or whatever, 10 coconuts for you.
Yeah.
So that deal is made. And if he passes, obviously he goes and breaks. And if he doesn't, he's upset. And it is a deal, right? So that is what the first faith was. The second type of faith, I think, is basically they are, my God is there. He will take care of me. He'll make sure that I'll pass, right? If I deserve it, he'll make sure that I pass. And so he passes, and he's all praises for God, because my God got me through this. He fails. He feels sad, but he says, I must have done somewhere something. So God is teaching me. So there must be a lesson. So he accepts it, but he still says it must have been something. God is punishing me or doing something. Yeah. And I think the third situation is the hardest to understand, but I think it is where there's no need for a situation to happen for these people to come to God. Their life, they're in full faith with God. It is like unconditional love. Every day they wake up and pray for whatever comes, whatever you give me in my bowl, I will accept as your prasad, right? Whatever you're giving me in this life. So exam will not change anything for them. Exam, they may learn that it's an experience, but it is not a moment for them to stop and make a deal or conversation with God or believe in. So I feel that we being in this, understanding this, I think third is the best, like how Baba is saying. And with our spiritual understanding and lessons we are doing, I think we should be able to at least become aware and know that we are trying to be in this third type of faith. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Vindama. So beautifully put. Yes, masters. Here in the third category, they're not bothered about exam results or whatever. They're in complete acceptance. Whatever happens, it is the will of the God or my master. And it is for my best, sake. Whatever happens, it is what is best for me, whether, negative or positive. I think I cannot say it is a kind of faith. I have seen my grandfather. Whenever, I don't know whether it was his own, his own belief, or there were so many tragedies in our family. But my grandfather, whenever his 32 years old son, he died. Next, my father died. And like this, he had so many challenges. But I have always seen him bubbling with life, We would feel then, Hari, Ajja, Ajja is in Canada, we call for grandfather. He doesn't have emotions or what. But he is fond of us. Whatever has happened has happened. Now they are gone, they are with the higher, realms. I should only take care of those who are there on this earth. That is my duty. He would feel. Now I feel you are so correct. He would never, get caught up in that grief so much. I mean, he would definitely have grief, but he would, be a pillar of strength for everybody within few days or within few this one. Because my father, we lost our father very young. Even he was very young. So back to back, and my another Masi, even she lost her husband. So they were back to back challenges for my father, my grandfather. But I have, and also my granny fell. She was paralyzed for 16 years. I think the best I have seen in him, how he would, he would never think and would never, be in that grief. He would only, concentrate on what present moment you can say. That way, I think I feel now maybe he was in that, third category of uh, faith. Isn't it, Lakshmi ji? I think you agree with me. So, anybody else wants to say anything?
Namaste, Naina ma'am. This is
Namaste, sir.
Upendra Chukla.
Yes.
No, I think the first two faiths, as you said, it's a transactional. So it's a
Yeah.
transactional faith. We all go in and out different times. And so when you, third one is difficult to achieve. I think really that is what everybody strives for. One thing I learned is that if you enjoy the journey, and don't attach importance to results. And I think Bhagavad Gita, I think Lord Krishna said that, I think. So I think that is where it's so difficult for all of us. And we all have our weak moments, and those weak moments take over. And how to overcome that, I think it's going to a lot of discipline and maturity and constant trying.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for sharing. Yes, as you said, all these years we have been ignorant, isn't it? We have been caught up with so much of me. You know, there are examples set before us. We see them through our eyes, but we feel, still we question. So what Upendra sir said is so good. Once we are on this understanding of spiritual path, we must take everything, like, whatever happens, happens for the best of me. So that is what he meant. Yes, Jagruti ma'am, you can unmute and you can talk.
Divine morning and divine evening to all the beautiful souls.
Yes,
Ma'am, I want to share one thing that in our early age, like we have the first type of faith, what is called as the conditional faith.
yeah.
That will be like a childish type of faith that God, if you fulfill my this or that wish, I will offer this or that. So
Yeah.
that is a type of immature faith, what we can say. And that grows into the unconditional faith as we grow and
Yeah.
as we come across spiritual knowledge and wise people's teachings and all. That conditional one, the immature faith, it gets transformed into unconditional faith on God. And the middle one, what is called like as whatever is given to us by God, and if we accept it, that also gets changed into unconditional faith, because the God, he gives to each and every child. We all are his children, and he gives everything what is needed to his every child. The main thing is patience, and we should have full faith in him, and we should be now we should trust him that he will definitely give us what we will need, and it will be given at the right time. So I think none of these faiths are wrong or low type of.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the matter is
It's a
like
progression.
yes, it gets transformed.
Yeah.
The faith, the ultimate one is the unconditional faith, but the previous two, they get transformed into each into the third one.
Yes.
So this was a very nice session, because I've never come across such a type of topic like types of faith. I always had, since childhood, we were taught that we have to pray for God and depend on him for everything and thank him for whatever is given. And he is the best planner of our life. Whatever we think, he thinks better than what we think for ourselves. So thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very beautiful learning session. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagrati ma'am. Yes, as you said, I think I must agree here and accept myself. If I don't do, then I'm really not following spirituality. So I will say, till 2 years back, I was in the second category, I think so. Now I have come to the acceptance that whatever has happened for my own good. And whatever is happening or going to happen will happen for my best. So now I have come to this category. Otherwise, I think I was in that. Why me? You know, I have so much of faith on you. Why this happens to me most of the time? Yeah, I was there. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Can we go into meditation then? Okay, masters, let's go into meditation. Close your eyes. Fingers into fingers. Cross your legs. Let's take deep breath. As you exhale out, exhale slowly. Take time. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you breathe out, whatever baggage you're carrying, ease it out, masters. Pain, hurt, guilt, blame. As we are progressing on this path, we should certainly practice. Then it is accepting or living in the moment. Take the next breath. Exhale slowly. Remember, as you exhale, your soul also doesn't approve of carrying the baggages. All this baggage should be released day to day. As you meditate, whether it is in the night or in the morning, try to feel yourself and ground your negativity. Take the next breath. Exhale slowly. Now, imagine a ray of white light or any kind of light you're interested in. Blue, violet, entering your head through Sahasrara Chakra. Now, this light is spreading to your eyes, to your nose, to your ears, mouth, tongue. This beautiful energy that has entered is clearing the blocks that you have created for yourself by being ignorant. Feel it, masters. Now it is passing through your neck, your shoulder blades, your elbows, your wrist, and your fingers. Feel your fingers. Slowly, the light is spreading to your heart. Now, I want you to keep both of your hands on your heart. Masters, keep your hands on your heart. Feel the heartbeat within. Are you feeling it? If you feel so, convey your gratitude to your beautiful heart. Tell it how much you love you. You love your heart. As it is continuously working for you 24/7, 365 days. Have you ever taken time to thank it? If not, now is the time. Convey your gratitude to the beautiful heart. This white light is spreading in your heart. Now slowly come back to your normal position. Imagine this light to be spreading to your liver. Convey your gratitude to your liver too. Next, gallbladder and to your lungs. Yes, Master. Let's take few moments to thank our lungs who have been continuously working for us from day one that I took breath on this earth. Convey your gratitude. Tell how much you love your lungs. Now, this beautiful light is spreading to your windpipe, to your food pipe, to your stomach. Masters, remember, whatever you eat, it may be through your thoughts, even that is eating. Seeing, feeling, everything is getting digested by the stomach. Please thank your stomach. Feel the white light spreading throughout your stomach. Now, slowly it spreads to your small intestine. As it is moving through the canal of your small intestine, convey your gratitude and remember it is removing whatever is stuck on the walls of the intestine. It is cleaning. Imagine it. Now this beautiful white light is moving to your bigger intestine. Then to your colon, in everything unwanted is being grounded, masters. Now the white light spreads to your thighs, to your knees, to your calf muscles, then to your toes. Feel the energy into your body. Whenever your grief stuck, when you're bombarded with emotions like pain, hurt, guilt, imagine yourself sitting on the ground. Do the grounding. Let's do it. I will show you. I'll guide you. Sit on the floor. Imagine the roots spreading from your root chakra into the ground. Whatever pain, grief, blame, hurt, pain against anyone or against your own self you are carrying, feel them moving through these roots. As they move through these, they're being grounded. Ground them. Refill yourself every day with cosmic energy. What is not needed should be grounded. Now, this is the one way. The next way would be walk barefoot on the ground, on the grass outside your house, connecting to earth. This would be the next one. Or else you can just go hug a tree tightly and talk to the tree. Whenever you're overwhelmed and you cannot share with anyone around, kindly do these things. It will help you re-energize. Masters, today we learned invaluable lessons of faith. Let us keep them in our minds, in our heart. Come what may, I shall not test my God, my Guru. I shall have that complete surrenderance. Pray. While you pray, ask for good health. I shall play music. Please concentrate. Masters, as you meditate, remember, with whomever you fight, try to maintain silence. Do not blame. Do not character assassinate or fabrication. Nothing of that sort. Beautifully, Baba has put forth in all such cases. Silence of the heart, of the mind, of the soul is important. Yes, we may feel always the other party is acting like that with us. But let's remember, they are still ignorant. They are not into spirituality. It is we who are into spirituality, and it is always about correcting ourselves, not the others. As you wake up, pray with full devotion, surrenderness. Pray for strength, love, compassion. That is the soul progression. That will remind you that you are here to pass love to everyone. Let's better our lives day by day. Thanking all of you, the divine souls here, from the bottom of my heart. Let's bow down to Sai or your Guru or your God, paying our gratitude that they are leading us by being our shadows. Let's have this faith in them. Thank you, and thank you. Love you all. Now slowly come back to your physical form. Feel your fingers, your toes, masters. Any inconvenience caused today, kindly forgive me. Thank you, one and all. Slowly, your palm. Keep on your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Slowly open your eyes, masters. My gratitude to all the masters who have chatted here. Thank you so much for being here today. If anybody wants to share, can share. Yes, masters. Yes, masters, thank you so much. If there are no sharing, shall we call it a day today? My pranams to all wonderful souls here. Thank you for being here. Thank you.